Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot and Tarot in Love. Both are from Llewellyn Books, and I have signed copies on my website, ElliotOracle.com, if you're looking for the perfect tarot gift. But I just have to share with all of you guys what I got in the mail this last week, which was this Tarot in Love book was translated into Polish. And so even in Poland, you can get my books, which I think is so cool. They did such a great job on the cover and with the design. The paper feels great. So yeah, for all my European followers, check out your Polish bookstores and get your Tarot in Love translated edition there. It is time for this week's Oracle reveal. So yesterday on YouTube and on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself which animal's calling to you, because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the octopus, the peacock, and the rattlesnake. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the octopus, the card says practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. An octopus is very intelligent and it can shape shift its body into all these different shapes to get into the smallest crevices. And what this could indicate for this week, if you're attracted to octopus, is to be flexible, to be adaptable, to find your way around the obstacles that are before you by using your brain. Get smarter than the challenge that's in front of you. First card for octopus is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And we get the brave messenger of love, which is the Knight of Cups. And why do I call him the brave messenger of love? Well, you'd think love isn't something that requires a lot of courage, but it actually does. Sometimes it is something that really needs us to draw upon our courage to be our better self, to approach a situation from our higher mind, and also to be vulnerable enough to share our feelings about things. The Knight of Cups wears the winged helmet and shoes of Mercury, the messenger god. And what that can symbolize is communicating feelings, sometimes even having difficult conversations. And so I feel for this next week, if you pick the octopus, that realm of the water is so important, the realm of feelings, emotions. It's also important that you're speaking your heart. And you're also using your brain when it comes to how you're communicating with others. Because so much of communication isn't just you talking at somebody. It's also your body language. Are you receptive? Are you open? Are you being kind? What are you showing the other person? Not just what are you saying? Next card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom this next week, and we get the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is just a card of activity and movement. So for octopus this next week, it can indicate that you're going to feel a lot of momentum this next week. There could be some success happening for you. And there's a lot of energy that's, around you. But this card is really saying that it's easy to get scattered. So what you're going to want to do is really focus toward your intention. You're going to want to kind of collect all your, racing thoughts and really focus on your priority this next week. This might also be a time where you need to communicate with other people what you need from them in order to achieve that goal. So this could be a time to just kind of be very clear with others, hey, this is what I'm focused on. This is what I need to do. Also, 8 of Wands has an impersonal quality to it. It's the only card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck that doesn't show a person or even the symbolic part of a person on the card. And what that can indicate is that the things that are speeding up in your life this next week, they aren't personal. It's just life. It's just what's kind of getting thrown your way. So try to approach this all with a loving heart, and I think you can survive this trial by fire with grace and ease whenever that 8 of Wands comes up. And then the mythic archetype from the Goddess Oracle. It's an old deck. I love this deck. But here we see Shakti, and you can see Shakti here with the 7 chakras. And chakras and Shakti, it's all about alignment. So maybe it's time for you to really be conscious of your body right now. Where are you holding tension, tightness? Where does the energy feel blocked? As you can see on the diagram of the card here, there's a different energy center at different points of the body. And so if you're blocked in your throat, if your neck and throat feel tight, maybe you need to wear some more blue. Maybe you need to work on your communication. Also, if you're getting headaches and things like that, maybe it's time to add some violet to your wardrobe. Or maybe it's time to really do some sort of psychic work. Shakti is all about bringing yourself into alignment. So this next week, be really conscious of how you're feeling. Find your center and almost, kind of do a little body scan where you're just kind of figuring out, where does the energy feel like I need to send some more love or support? Because I do feel this is kind of a busy, hurried, crazy kind of time, and you really need to find your center through it. Next, we're going to go into the peacock animal, and this card says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. And nobody does that better than the peacock. Peacock is telling you not to be apologetic for your energy, for yourself. It's okay to look fantastic. It's okay to wear something that catches the eye. It's okay to stand out and not be plain and hidden and, nondescript. And so Peacock could really encourage you to stand out. And also, it's not just about your physical appearance. Sometimes Peacock can indicate that it's time to speak up as well. It's time to, and they got that, kind of voice. It's time to really cut through the noise of others and really let your voice be heard. First card for Peacock is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And we got the 9 of Wands reversed. And when I think of this card, I think it's time to release the chip on your shoulder. It's time to own what makes you fabulous. And it's time to really stop worrying so much about, well, so-and-so is doing this, and what am I doing? Or so-and-so did this to me, so I can't possibly do that. 9 of Wands is telling you it's time to let go of the past narratives, the past baggage, the thing that gets in the way of you shining. If you're too busy feeling angry, resentful, cursing your life for what it's throwing at you, or even cursing someone from a long time ago for what they did and how it's, affected you up into this point, this may be a time where it's time to flip the script and really take your power back. And the number one way to do that is to step into your excellence. The 9 of Wands, upright or reversed, says that you've survived some major trials by fire. But now it's time to let go of those things that are keeping you in those lower vibrations. It's totally robbing you from your ability to shine and to bring your A game and your best self forward. So this is a time to really release the baggage of the past and allow what's brilliant in you to come forth. Next card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom, and we get the King of Swords. And both of these figures, on the 9 of Wands reversed and the King of Swords, they are a bit guarded. And how in contrast that is to the peacock, which, just kind of shines, it just kind of spreads its feathers for all to see. The King of Swords is very buttoned up. And so I'm kind of seeing a conflict going on with the peacock animal spirit. There's an attraction to letting yourself out. There's attraction to allowing yourself to express yourself more fully. But there's also some things that you're working through internally. It might come in the form of past traumas or experiences or even just emotional baggage that's really preventing you from stepping into your light. And I just think that this is going to be a time where you're kind of like, at that fork in the road and where you really need to choose, okay, what kind of person do I want to show up as? Also, the King of Swords can indicate that this is a time to be very logical and systematic about whatever you're trying to accomplish at this time. So don't get caught too much in your feelings this next week. It's time to just kind of look at things in a very airy way. And then the mythic archetype that's going to help you if you pick the peacock, there's Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads. And I think I said, that you're at a crossroads, just a second ago, or a fork in the road. Yeah, that's what it was. I really do feel like this is the fork in the road for you. You can either choose your magic or you can choose a past narrative. And that history, it is important. It is what brought you here, but it does not need to dictate what the future is for you. So this could be a time to shake out of the grayness, the bleakness, and to look at the color in your life and to really allow it to shine. I just kind of feel like it's time to own your power. It's time to own your brilliance. And you can't do that if you're looking backward. And then we got the rattlesnake animal, and this card says the experiences that you're presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. And rattlesnake, it has a poisonous bite. And what it can teach us is to transmute that poison. Kind of like what we were talking about with the past, with the peacock. There's a sense like whatever poisons that's happened to you, it's time to transmute it. It's time to let that go. The snake can shed its skin. Also, the rattlesnake could indicate that it's time to allow sound to awaken in your life, rhythm, music. It's time to do the dance. But I just kind of feel like with rattlesnake, it's time to kind of shed the skin of the past. First card for Rattlesnake is where it's best to place your focus, and we got the Nine of Pentacles, the wealth card in the tarot. This can absolutely say it's time to focus on abundance consciousness. It's time to focus on manifesting wealth, but it's also a card of patience. You know, Nine of Pentacles doesn't say, all right, a big boatload of money is just going to flood in tomorrow for you. There's a little snail at the bottom of the card. This is a card of planting seeds, starting to change your behaviors now so you can see a positive result well into the future. And so I just feel for Nine of Pentacles, this is a brilliant time for you to raise your standards and to really start implementing a life plan that's going to lead to that future success. It's also a card of pleasure, enjoying what's around you, enjoying your environment, luxuriating in the senses. Next is going to be advice from your inner wisdom if you pick the Rattlesnake, and we actually get the Six of Cups. And this card is saying that there is wisdom to be found in the past. Not necessarily in the past poisons or traumas, but also the past in terms of what made you happy before. If you've been happy before, you can be happy again. And the Six of Cups can indicate that it's time to remind yourself of what made you happiest, what made you shine the most. Maybe there's a disparate part of yourself that's been left way back on the road behind you that you need to circle back and collect in order to really step fully into that Nine of Pentacles energy. So I just feel like you need to find your joy from the past. That's going to open doors for you. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you from the Goddess Oracle is Hathor. She's the Egyptian goddess of love and beauty. And her card says pleasure, so she is the goddess of pleasure as well. It's very interesting. We had the, rattlesnake, and Hathor, her symbol was the sistrum. It was like a rattle that she would shake in the temples. And so what this can indicate that it's time to get in your body again. It's time to enjoy who you are. It's also time to indulge in some pleasure. It's also time to remember what brings you pleasure, what brings you authentic pleasure, things that make you feel joy, make you feel like you're stepping into your best life. It's time to reawaken those things. And because Hathor is that goddess of love, it is time also to express your love this next week. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always check me out at elliotoracle.com and schedule a one-on-one session with me there. I also have gift certificates available if you're looking to get the perfect gift for the tarot lover in your life. Also, my books are available there, and I look forward to seeing you here every day on my channel with daily card pulls and also with these weekly animal oracles and monthly tarot scopes. So I hope you all have a great and wonderful week, and I'll see you again here next time, so do take care.